Hey everyone, David here, and it has been a while since we have uploaded anything on this channel, about 2 years. So I wanted to do this video for several reasons. One is to kind of put a bookend on that chapter of our channel, and kind of talk about like why we haven't uploaded anything in a long time. Two, I'm going to talk about some stuff that we do have coming out that hopefully you'll be interested in. And three, I'm going to read some comments, which we've never done before on our channel. But since it's been a while, we've had some comments that have piled up, so I'm going to go through some of those too. So we never officially, like me and Dylan, the other guy who makes, Dylan here, that makes the stuff on this channel, we never like said, hey, we're not going to make that stuff anymore. Like we never talked about it. It just kind of fizzled out slowly over time. Part of it was we had been roommates. We were living together in Austin during a lot of the channel, and it was a lot easier to make stuff. And we both moved. We're not terribly far apart, but we're far apart enough that, you know, it wasn't as easy to quickly make stuff. And so eventually some of the stuff just kind of fizzled out. However, Dylan and I, as well as another friend, have been making a new show outside of this channel. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit because it is going to be coming to this channel. And hopefully you'll really like it, be interested in it. But I'll address that at the end because I wanted to say first, I guess thank you if anybody is still subscribed or watching this channel or this video in particular. Thank you so much for whatever you subscribed for. We've always been kind of a variety channel. We never really set out to do one specific thing. I think a lot of people are probably here for our Evangelion podcast, but no matter what the reason you were here for, whether it was that anime podcast, whether it was one of our live action comedy skits, whether it was like a weird, bizarre video that I was bored and edited, or even our like dumb attempt at Let's Plays, no matter what it was. Thank you so much for, checking us out and enjoying our content. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're here, I assume you did. To kind of segue into this, I'm going to go ahead and read some comments that we had. Let's see. This one is from our video, Overworld, Episode 1, Another Castle. God, Overworld is a show that I really put a lot of effort in, but it just wasn't great. The writing just wasn't as good as it needed to be for that kind of a show. But Tyler Makes Stuff commented and said, Mario sounds disgusting. He's Italian, not a random homeless guy on the street. Oh, hey, Mario. You look terrible. How's it going?
It's pretty good. I'm homeless.
Kind of the joke. That being said, we could have made him more Italian, for sure. We didn't even attempt at that. In Overworld, we had a lot of video game characters appear, and sometimes, like with Solid Snake or Marcus Phoenix, we kind of went for a voice that was similar in the ballpark of what they sounded like in the games.
I'm trying to get a down payment on a cheeseburger.
But then for other characters like Donkey Kong or Pyramid Head, it was a lot funnier to have them have a really silly voice that you wouldn't expect.
Just got in from Silent Hill. Hopefully you all like my jokes better than the people there. Talk about a dead audience, right?
So Mario was kind of more in that vein. But yeah, so I guess I explained the joke, which makes it really funny. So our next comment here is from a video called Ghost of You, Lanky Kong Tribute AMV. A video I did just because I thought it was funny of if Lanky Kong died, and the AMV was a really shitty MIDI version of Ghost of You by My Chemical Romance. This comment comes from John Arbuckle. Lanky Kong was like a brother to me, a very lanky brother. Rest in R.I.P., little bro. Couple things, love the rest in R.I.P. But also, thank you, John Arbuckle, for watching one of our videos. Big fan. Honestly, if Jim Davis... Is Jim Davis alive? He might still be alive. But I was going to say, the idea of John Arbuckle being a YouTube commenter that watches Lanky Kong tribute videos is like really in character. So that I like that a lot. Let's see. This comment is from our The Wet Rats Best of 2017 video. And it is from Skelly Skellington. The Best of 2019 would be pretty rad. So we used to do a series every year. Me and Dylan just sat down and talked about what were our favorite movies, video games, music, etc. So we did it for, I don't remember if we did 2015. We definitely did 2016, 2017. We probably did 2015, maybe. So first of all, thank you This person just said this. You know, obviously they said they wanted a best of 2019, so this is a recent comment. So I appreciate that people are still going back to our older videos and like watching them and like leaving comments. That's great. Unfortunately, we're not gonna do a best of 2019, but I guess just real quick, I can say some of my favorite stuff from last year. Let's see, movies, Parasite, Avengers Endgame, Knives Out was really, really good. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I really liked. Favorite show? I don't really watch a lot of shows. I'm not a big like TV show or Netflix show kind of person. So I'll just shout out I Think You Should Leave. And it's so funny. I'm sure a lot of people have probably already heard of it, but just in case you haven't, like, go check that show out. It's so funny. And then favorite video games, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was so fun. And Outer Wilds would probably be the other one. I think one more comment here. No, sorry, two more comments. This one is from You Cannot Rewatch Evangelion 3.33. You Cannot Redo. This is our discussion of the third Evangelion Rebuild movie. Devin Blevin said, been a couple of years. I hope y'all do a 4.0 when it comes out. I'm dummy late to this, but I love the show and I've loved this podcast. Thank you so much. We kind of finished our Evangelion stuff. Like we finished the series. We talked about the movies. There wasn't really much else to discuss. So we kind of thought that by the time we were like getting to the end of that show, 4 would be out or coming out. And boy, that did not happen. I would like to talk about it. And also, if anybody isn't aware, Evangelion is a great show. We did a rewatch podcast for it, and it's now available on Netflix, finally. Last comment here is from our 2016 favorites video. Don Draper, he gave a timestamp here, 11/19. That's my favorite moment posted on YouTube from 2016 to 2020. I've never seen anyone bust out a 2-liter and start chugging from it, but it makes so much sense. Why bother dirtying a glass? You're just going to have to wash it later. Yeah, this is just great because it's one of those things that I just do, and I've just like done my whole life, at least since like high school. I'll just get a 2-liter and just start drinking out of it. But I guess, yeah, out of context, or if you don't know me, it looks really silly because it's not a thing that humans do. That's it for the comments. So I guess that is kind of the bookend of phase 1 of chapter 1, book 1, whatever you want to call it, of the Wet Rats. So all of that content we used to make, that's done. Again, we might do something for Evangelion 4.0 in the future. Our new show. We've actually been doing this for a little while. It's a podcast. It's a comedy podcast. It's called Critter Critics, and it's an animal review podcast. It's mostly a comedy podcast, but that being said, we do have a lot of, I think, really interesting information about animals on it. I think if you like animals, if you want to learn more about some of them, it's actually pretty informative. I've learned a lot since we did it, but it is first and foremost a comedy show. So, like I said, we've been doing it for a little while. So I guess the question is, why are we putting it on YouTube now? Why haven't we always put it on YouTube? I think when we started doing it, partly it was that it is me and Dylan, the other guy who did the stuff on the channel. We have another friend, Luke, who joins us for the podcast. We've made stuff with him before. Actually, no one is going to know this stuff, but on our channel, we have some old videos from a previous channel, some of our first uploads on this channel. We were recycling, I guess, and Luke appears in a bunch of those videos. So he's technically been on the channel before, just not making content for this channel. It was for another one. One of the things I've wanted to do for a little while is upload highlight clips, just 2 to 5 minute clips of some of our funnier moments. If somebody doesn't want to commit to listening to a full hour or full 30-minute podcast, that's our range is usually about 30 minutes to an hour, although we have gone over. If somebody doesn't want to commit to that, they don't know, is this going to be funny? Is this going to be stupid? So, hey, here's a 3-minute clip. And if you like the clip, you might like the whole show. And if you don't, well, the show's probably not for you. So we wanted to upload it for that. It's just a great opportunity to send it out to new people. And I do think a lot of people that are subscribed to this channel, if you're watching this, would enjoy the show. If you liked me and Dylan talking about things, discussing things, especially if you thought we were funny, then I think you really like the show. If you think we are awful and not funny and not entertaining, the show's not going to improve that opinion. What we're going to do is we're going to start releasing the highlight clips soon, probably later this week, although I don't know when you're watching this. We're also going to start uploading new episodes of the podcast on here as well. So we're not going to start like from the beginning. I'm not going to upload episode 1 on here because it doesn't make sense with our release schedule. We'll upload our next episode, which is sort of the start of a new season, I guess. We joke around on the show that we have different seasons, so I guess you could call this season 4. That being said, you don't have to go back and listen to the other ones. It is not a podcast that like has an order. So the show is, we randomly pick an animal. We use a randomizer online. right before we record. It picks an animal for us. None of us know what it's going to be ahead of time. And then we start recording and the animal is revealed to all of us. We then look up facts about it, learn about it, discuss it, try to sway each other's opinions, try to build an argument for or against the animal, and then at the end of the show, we review it on a scale of 0 to 10. It's a lot of fun. It's really goofy. It's really silly. I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of it. It's simple, but I really like it. And I think, hopefully, you will too. So you don't have to go back and listen to the old episodes. If you want to, that's awesome. That's great. You can do that on basically any podcast service. We're on iTunes, Spotify, CastBox, probably anything else that you use. We're probably there. So you can find us anywhere, and it would be great if you subscribe to the podcast on those services. Definitely, we appreciate that. But now you can watch new episodes on YouTube as well, and you can hear the highlights from old clips as well too. So I guess that's it. This was a long video. I apologize for that, but I had a lot. It's been 2 years, so there was a lot to throw out there, and I did want to do the comments thing. I thought that would be kind of a nice, just filling in some of the gap kind of a thing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for possibly watching our upcoming show, but even if you don't, that's cool, and I get it. We appreciate that you liked any of our content at all. If you do want to subscribe to that podcast, just look up Critter Critics, basically on any podcast service. That's it. One thing that hasn't changed, we were always so bad at outros on all of our videos. I think it's a constant joke, is that we don't know how to end a video. Boy, I just learned standing in front of this camera 2 years after we've done anything that has not changed. I'm going to awkwardly walk out and then awkwardly reach around and push the stop recording button. So you can go ahead and leave now, but this will be a minute. Bye.